What is going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's Mystery Knife giveaway live event. As the title and thumbnail suggest, we have a mysterious $220 knife to give away tonight. One that will definitely be to most people's liking, I think. So yeah, I'm very excited sorry, one sec here, trying to make sure that that's muted. There we go. We're gonna go classical for tonight's background music. I'm a fan of classical music. I know some people are, some people aren't. That's the way it is with all music. But that's what we're gonna be enjoying tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the classic sounds of, I believe, exclusively Chopin tonight. So there we go. The reason that we're doing this on a Sunday, I clap when I talk now, is because I I did not escape the stomach bug. Both of my kids got it, and my wife and I were just like, oh God, no, please no. Like it's been years since we knew what it was right away. We're just like, oh God, no. They got it, got through it. The day later, she got it, and I was like, absolutely not. I am not getting this. I do not want this. It is so painful. I thought that I had escaped it. It had been 2 days. She had completely recovered, and it had been 2 full days. And I had cleaned every doorknob, every surface, everything. Everything was clean. And then I got it. And it hit me hard. Harder than I ever could have imagined. Oh God, I'll spare you the details. It was bad, but there was no way. There was absolutely no way that I was going to make it for the live stream last night. So we're doing a random Sunday giveaway event, but hello to everybody. So OWO Airsoft is confused about which link. The link you want to click on is the one at the very top that says enter here in all caps. Okay. Knife ASMR, yeah. I will not. It's much more likely that I will I will crank this up to the point where you can just barely hear me over it. Wait, so what do I click? I'm just now realizing, of course, this is going to be a little confusing because there's people in here who never catch my Friday or Saturday live streams. This might be a substantially different audience, so I'll explain it. Whoa, music is Chopin's going hard. He's got a solo. Okay, so you want to open the description of the live stream, and inside the description is a private link that only you who are watching this have access to right now. It's not a video that is posted anywhere else. It says enter here in all caps. All you have to do, it's actually the instructions are here. Link in the description, leave a comment. All you got to do is watch that short little video that goes over the rules of the giveaway and then leave a comment. Chat, anybody who's a veteran of my live streams, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. If you see people in chat asking how to enter, please give them the correct instructions. So that I can focus on other questions, if you would. That would be great. Oh yeah, if you don't see the link, just refresh it. I can see it. Yeah, it says enter here and it gives you a YouTube link. What's the Jade on the top row? That's a special edition XM18 that was actually grabbed from me by someone who was at a show. This is all factory, all from the ranch. It is actually a glow-in-the-dark. Oh, we're playing the funeral march. Listen. It's literally the funeral march. It's really ominous. No, that's fine. So, yeah, it's a glow-in-the-dark factory scale. And then we have textured factory lockside that's been anodized. A nice, almost sea green. And then we have blue factory titanium hardware, and it is a slicer grind in CPM 20 CV. So this is one of my weird ones. Yeah. I want that Microtech for third from the bottom row. Yeah. This one, the MSI. Yeah. This is... I can't decide if this particular song is appropriate. I think we're going to fast forward to... There we go. A little more peaceful. Okay. That's what you have to remember about classical composers. They were all writing music in like a really like not so happy period of time. So while we do have like plenty of upbeat like major scale compositions, there's also horribly dark stuff. Okay. What's my favorite type of way to open a blade? It really depends on the design, but I like a good, well-designed reverse flick knife, right? Something where the hole is right where you want it to be. There's no way to get around that way of saying that without being suggestive, but yeah, that's probably my favorite. That's the most satisfying way for me to open a knife. Sabenza or Nkosi, what's up, McSquirgle? Almost got that 2-year helmet. I like the Nkosi better, and I like how the drop point Nkosi looks. Is there an Nsingo? There is. Is there an Nsingo Nkosi? Yeah. The Nsingo blade style, I think, is better for general EDC. For what I use it for. But yeah, I like the Nkosi better. The Nkosi is a hard one to find here as of late. Oh, so I have my custom fixed blade is on the way. But I also made 2 additional purchases that I did not plan on making. One of them I'm going to keep a complete surprise. One of the purchases that I made is something that I have wanted since way before I started the channel. I mean, is this still Funeral March? This is a really long piece. I didn't realize they must have different movements. There we go. So, one of the purchases that I made is something that I have wanted for probably a decade. And the opportunities that I've had to buy one, it's not a horribly expensive knife. It's just that the opportunities that I've had to buy one, the style has never been available, the right style, right? And honestly, there's a better version of what I want that's periodically out there, but they are so unbelievably rare. They are so rare. And I had to buy this one off of Arizona Custom Knives, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, I paid probably close to double what they normally go for. But I just haven't seen one in so long. And it's pre-owned, the one that I bought. I very rarely do that. And I mean extreme. I've maybe done that 2 or 3 times throughout the life of this channel. But very excited about that. And then I bet there's some people in here who did the same. I also picked up a Riot XO-M with the lock from Crane's Cutlery. Did anybody else posted a link saying, hey, these are available on Crane's Cutlery? You guys picked them up real quick. Anybody in here who picked one of those up? I'm very excited. I'm also going to get a Zerkatai one, but I would like to carry and use it because the only one that I own currently is the Zerkatai full-size one with no lock, and I'm obviously not going to carry and use that one. It's number 2. It's serial number 2, so I'm not going to carry and use it. Blame Dexter. Such a jerk, man. Those Riots look cool. I have to get one eventually. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Thoughts on slip joints, MC? So, just like with anything else, I'm really particular. There are far less slip joints out there that I enjoy than like modern folding knives, like modern, I guess you call them tactical, like locking folding knives, right? Everything on the market could be called tactical now. Kyle Leopard? Sorry if I mispronounced your last name. Welcome to Knights Around, Knights Raise Your Swords for Kyle. Enjoy the badges and emojis. What were we talking about? It was just in my head. And this dude is just shredding on piano right now, and I can't get my mind out of it. Slip joints. Yeah. Tiduet, I always pronounce it incorrectly. And Great Eastern Cutlery, I very much enjoy that. Like the most I just really like the look. I think it's the Gek 15. I really like. But anything that has that really distinct half stop or mid stop, and then also like a distinct snap into the open position. Same with a closed snap. And then the more classic it looks, I think the better. And I also enjoy like modern materials. You know, I get really excited when I see like, you know, micarta or carbon fiber or titanium and then like a super steel, but every other element is that of a classic slip joint. I just think stuff like that is really interesting. I don't find them nearly as, I mean, they're nowhere near as convenient to like get out and, you know, the thing that bothers me is that they don't have pocket clips. You know, I can't stand one laying horizontally in my pocket. It drives me nuts. Thank you very much, Papa D. I appreciate it. I'm feeling 100% better. I woke up this morning and sat up and thought, I'm good. We're good to go. Seems just like yesterday, doesn't it? I find myself saying that more and more and more. It's that crazy phenomenon that occurs where our perception of time moves faster and faster and faster, right? So, for example, and most of you probably know this already, but I'm 35. So, when I was 10 years old, 5 years or 10 years seemed to last a lot longer than 5 or 10 years now, because I've lived for 35 years. So 5 years as a 35-year-old goes by much faster, or your perception of it goes by much faster than 5 years when you were 10. So yeah, seems like just yesterday. It's an all too common thing to say. Everybody always tells me that they think that I'm a lot older. Is it my voice? Is it the way that is it my upward inflections? Is it the way that I say things? Or is it my actual voice that makes me sound? People say that they think I'm like in my late 40s or early 50s. Voklamdork. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you very much for your donation for content and not running the live stream during the fights last night. Hey, I didn't realize we dodged a bullet there. Great. Old hands. Oh, it's my hands. My hands look old? Huh, okay. What's my insight? You got old hands. It's the money you spend on knives. Well, that comes with that's channel funded, right? My vocabulary, okay. Yeah, I've heard that people think that I sound like Jack Black. I think it's because everybody knows that I'm going to scream at any random moment. You have no idea what's going to happen or when I'm going to do it, but I surprise myself with that sometimes too. What's the giveaway? It's a mystery. It's a mystery. But it's coming. 490 people watching. I wasn't sure we were going to have a decent population in here tonight because I never do live streams on Sundays. But I am very thankful for the people who are in here tonight. Very cool. Thanks for taking time out of your Sunday evening. I imagine that there are very few other knife YouTubers who do their live streams on Sundays. Guess what, MC? Just gets faster. Yeah, I've heard that. There are a lot of things that, you know, I remember people who are much older than me told me when I was younger, and I'm like, that sounds like nonsense. And a lot of those things just come true. One thing say one thing that I'm happy has not happened yet. And I know that it's inevitable, but like, so far my desire to go and be physically active has not dwindled yet. I still very much like being physically active. And while I have no problem gaining weight, I can certainly still lose it currently without having to take any, special medicine. I know that my days are limited though, so I'm trying to enjoy it while I can. Radosar 15, thanks for the donation. You got me hooked on Kunwu. Is your favorite the Pulsar or the Vanex Tau? I really do love the Pulsar, but that Vanex Tau, I've got it right here. Hold on. God, this thing is just, it's just beautiful. Like, it's just beautiful. And it's in Vanex. I don't know what it is. I think this is one of the best sheep's foot looking. I mean, like, it's such a wonderful sheep's foot blade too. Look at that. I got some poopies on it. Here we go. God, that's just a good looking elongated toucan blade. I have an affiliate program with Kunwu now. I only do that when I really believe in the company or the retailer and they're offering it. And Kunwu knocks it out of the park so often. And even though a couple of things have gone up in price, that's unavoidable. They're still one of the most competitive companies out there, and they're bringing some of the best quality, to the table. And I mean, it would be a different story if their designs were hit or miss, but dude, Kunwu just makes fire. Everything they do is just bam, bam, bam. And the guy is a knife guy. It's not like, this seems to be a market, a ripe market. I'll just throw my designs out there. No, the guy's a knife guy. He knows what he likes, but he also knows what people want. He knows how to, he knows how to make what people enjoy and put a reasonable price tag on it. So, yeah. So there's a link. There's now going to be dedicated links for Kunwu in the description. What do you think about the axial shift? I think that is one of the most competitive USA OTFs out there right now. The Guardian Tactical Recon 35, the axial shift, and believe it or not, the Kershaw Livewire. Those are the big three. I love the Ultratech, but it's there's three other companies making OTFs in the USA that have better price tags. And arguably equal quality. Congrats on blasting past 200K subs. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're at almost 220. Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of shorts that seem to be repeatedly taking off in the algorithm. There's another one, that short I did with the Paragon Estiletto. Here recently, I woke up and it was like, this short got 100,000 views yesterday, and I was like, oh, all right, cool. I never know what's gonna take off, but the YouTube algorithm likes my regular content, but it seems to also favor a lot of my shorts too. I don't know why. I haven't figured out a pattern. I just post what I like, and it seems to be okay with a lot of that stuff. Rob, is it Idem or Edom? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name. Thanks for the donation. You're awesome, man. I have a Pena Texas Trapper because of your channel. That's a great knife. Never knew they existed before. Amazing knife. Love your channel. Thank you very much. It's really nice to hear when people discover things through my channel and pick something up and then they like it, right? That's I've said this many times. It's my favorite thing is when people come to my channel, discover something, they roll the dice, they buy it, and then they absolutely love it. Like that. That's just awesome to hear. Wait, we had another one. G Dilla, how's the Microtech lock differ from the Benchmade Anthem? It's very similar, but I think the RAM lock itself, can somebody confirm this? Is the RAM lock itself titanium? And it's less of a bar and more of a slab of titanium. But it's very similar. Jordan Adams, thanks for donation. Who's fiddling with a knife while watching? I'm flipping my Wii knife Eterna. Nice, I would imagine many. James Grider was very generous, gifted 20 MC memberships. Congrats to all the people who got those memberships, and thank you for doing that. Very kind. Ramlock. Is it titanium? I feel like it is. I mean, suppose I could just test it. Oh, well, it wants to grab the... See, I think the liner, though, is steel. Is the Ramlock itself steel or titanium? I don't know. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, so on those, on the MSI and the Stitch, dang it. Here's the thing. I don't know if they're gonna do titanium. I would be shocked if they did. I'm certain. In fact, I think it's already a thing. They're gonna do carbon fiber and aluminum. I would love to get an aluminum one. I know that they're gonna do like special bronze variants, and that's, oh man. Give me, honestly, I'd take carbon fiber or aluminum in the Stitch with a bronze. No, the Ramlock Stitch in bronze and carbon fiber, I would die. But I'll tell you what, if they do titanium, I will buy one at almost whatever price they ask, but it shouldn't be more than about, I mean, just, it's 2 pieces of titanium and it's done in the USA, right? So if they're going to go by Hinderer's way of doing that, they're going to charge $200 per piece of titanium, which is not reasonable. I would hope that if they did titanium versions of the MSI and the Stitch, that they would keep it that they would keep it at 500 or less, but I feel like that is just very wishful thinking. I have a feeling that if they do titanium, they would be like $750, not a penny less. You know, I just don't see them doing titanium. But if they did, that would be really cool. Thank you for sharing your brain cells with us. Learning so much from you. Do you collect any other EDC items besides watches? I do collect flashlights, not nearly as many. And thank you very much for the kind words and the donation. I do like flashlights, and I also like pens. I just don't collect them to nearly the same scale as pocket knives. Rich Campbell, thanks for joining Knights of the Round. Knights, raise your swords. For Rich, enjoy the badges and emojis. Yeah, exactly. He says 500, keep dreaming. I agree. There's no way. I mean, really, I shouldn't even say that. I think because if you want a full titanium XM18 that's arguably being made very similarly, you're going to pay $625 for it. So, okay, let me restate. I think my ultimate dream is that we get MSIs and Stitches for 600 or less. But even then, folks, even then, I don't think we're going to see that. Honestly, it's a miracle that we get the MSI at $250. I mean, if they keep it at $250 and don't bump that price tag, it'd be one of the most generous things I've ever seen from Microtech, you know? But yeah. Hold on. G Dilla, thanks for donation. I think your camera lens has a smudge, ironically right over the hinders. I think it's having, so it's focusing in a weird place. Let's try this. Yeah, see, I can shift the focus. Is that better? I don't know what it was focusing on. I think if I pick something up and put it back down in a certain spot, it'll refocus. It wants to zero in on like center screen. So, but yeah, you're right. It's a little foggy there. It might have a smudge on it. I don't know. Did that fix it? I mean, I can make it glow. Since we were talking about flashlights, I can get one of my special ones out. The Reaver Arms Citadel. Oh, this is a sweet one. Got 2 modes of red. And then I'll dim the big lights here. Whee! Pretty sweet. Okay. Let me make sure and put this away. Sorry. I'm protective of that Citadel. I really like that flashlight. Okay. We just had a big donation. I don't want to miss that. Thanks very much, Goku. Have had a fairly expensive month of knives. Glycon. Ooh, you got it. Is it Glycon or Glycon? I don't know how to pronounce it. Gold class mini Osborne Nimble with the Mokutai clip, and then some trades. Brian Brown Jaeger, Monterey Bay Turbo, Artisan Andromeda, and with the Kaiser Mad Tanto on the way. Wow. And you're donating to me. Thank you. That's very, very kind. I hope that was mostly your decision and not so much influenced by my content, but if it was, then I'll take it as a compliment. Whatever has the least negative impact on me. John Brussard, did I pronounce your last name correctly? Thanks for your donation. Appreciate that. Really, 700 people in here on a Sunday. Okay, thanks, guys. G Tilla, thanks for your donation, man. I feel like I would say 80% of the viewing audience is probably flipping a knife right now. That would be my guess anyway. Love the content, watch you every day. I'm flabbergasted by the people who watch every single day, and I know that that's a lot of you. I am just infinitely flattered by that. That you can stand my voice that much. You gotta be coming for the content and tolerating my voice, right? That's gotta be the way to this. Oh man. Flipping Manix 2. I almost bought a Manix 2 XL. I was like, why don't I own this knife? And then I realized, wait a minute, I don't own a Manix 2 right now. So I was like, well, do I own a Manix 2 and not a Manix? So then for a while I was like, do I go buy the Manix again? I've owned a Manix 2 once. Believe it or not, I had an S90V and carbon fiber Manix 2 XL. I'm sorry, I keep saying Manix and Manix 2. I had a Manix 2 XL and carbon fiber and S90V that I traded for some reason a long time ago. And I have had 3 Manix 2s. I got to get those back. The Manix is such an awesome knife. That's one of the best value USA knives right now. And while it is an evergreen, I'm gonna call the Manix an evergreen, the Manix 2. It's just, you know, in the US market right now, it's a fairly underrated knife. That, or people are just not talking about it anymore because it's had its day, you know. Jason Sampson. That is very flattering. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thanks for your donation. Classical music is therapeutic. And I think, you know, I've noticed something. I put a lot of classical pieces in my shorts. And people are always asking, what is that song? I've heard that song before, but I don't know what it is. And I've realized, I think I talked about this once on a different live stream. It's because these pieces play in various types of media and have been playing in various pieces of media, whether it's movies or cartoons or whatever, since we've been growing up. And we shove it into like the deepest parts of our memories, and we forget about it until we hear it again. And so a lot of this stuff we've all been accustomed to, and it, you know, greatest music that's ever been written was written a long time ago, all in the form of classical music. And all music that we have currently is essentially just a de-evolution or a simplification of classical music, right? And so that's why I feel like classical music is, you don't have to be a special person or like you don't have to be a, what's the word? An eccentric person. I think people like to romanticize themselves as eccentric people for liking classical music, and it's not true at all. Classical music is very appealing to a massive amount of people, but it's almost like we forget that we love it, or we don't realize, you know. I'm not saying that it's for everybody. It certainly isn't, but to get back to what I was saying in response to that comment, I think classical music is very therapeutic. Hadel Productions, welcome to Nights Around Nights, raise your swords. Enjoy the badges and emojis. Do I have the volume up too loud? I feel like I'm yelling over it. I snagged an XM18. Oops. The chat just like totally obliterated the position of that comment. There it is. Ryan King. I snagged an XM18 no choil off DLT Friday. My first one after a ZT0561 and a couple 0562s. That's really interesting, Ryan. So that specific version of the XM18, which is a DLT exclusive, that was their first exclusive, if I'm not mistaken, through Hinderer. That is the most 0562 Hinderer that you can get. I mean, the 0562 is based on the XM18 originally, but the 0562 does not have a choil, which was one of the elements that made it so preferable for a lot of people. So Hinderer was like, we'll just make that, but make it a Hinderer, right? That's as close as you can get. So to many people, that is the ultimate Hinderer. The greatest music was written in the 70s and 80s. I mean, okay, fair enough, but a lot of the most popular music in the 70s and 80s, just like everything else, is directly influenced by classical music. I mean, everything is, right? It's almost like it's impossible to write anything original, right? But I'm with you. 70s and 80s. I mean, my favorite 70s and 80s are probably definitely the Eagles, definitely Journey, definitely Kansas. And I know people are going to be like, how is he going to leave out like Led Zeppelin and, I'm not really a fan of the Beatles, sorry. Or like, doesn't he like Ozzy? Like, yeah, I do. But as far as like music that I return to and listen to and listen to, varying pieces from those artists, I feel like Journey, the Eagles, and Kansas, like I go back and listen to their music the most. Rush, yeah. Police, yeah. I lived with the drummer of a local cover band that did a lot of 70s and 80s music, and he was always playing, and we would always go see their shows at local bars, and it was such a blast. Oh, nice, Brew. Wait, hold on. Give me a sec. Before I laugh or assume, I gotta understand. Hold on. I feel like, do I not know what you're talking about? Arnold Schoenberg. No, Austrian. Austrian-American composer, music theorist, teacher, writer, and painter. I have never heard of him. I wanted to make sure that you weren't throwing me for a loop, but well, now I have to go listen to his music. I will do that. Thanks, Brew. I have never heard of that composer before. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to give off the impression that I have like extensive knowledge of classical composers or this is like just like any other genre of music. It's like, oh, I kind of like this, so I have a surface level knowledge of this stuff, right? That's it. I don't want to make anybody think like, oh, yes, he's, of course, musically inclined in specifically the field and parameters of classical. No. I'm like, oh, yeah, music good. Piano is pretty good on my ear. That's about as much depth as is in it. How's the train knife? It's freaking awesome. Let me see. Hey, listen. The RR standard. God, I hope I can do this first try. I lost my mind on the unboxing. How many knives can you pinky reverse flick? Watch out for the thumbnail. I didn't know how to describe how I was feeling. And I basically, at that moment, decided that because of the agility and dexterity required to pull that off, that I should be allowed to play in the NBA. That's the conclusion that I came to. Left-handed pinky flip. Left-handed reverse pinky flip, huh? Listen, that is, I mean, I'm making it like it's about me. The knife is just that fuller runs so far that you can do it with every single finger. I can't say that there are too many knives that I can reverse flick with my key. I'm watching myself do it on the tilt there. You can do it with the Demco 80 20.5. I definitely can't. Hold on, let me see if I can do it. I'm gonna risk a reverse pinky flip over a few knives that are over $1,000. Hold on. No, my index finger's in the way. I can't get it. Why am I even trying it left-handed? I can't do it. You're better than me. There's 827 people in here. Hey, have you guys seen the TW Price Rain? I think this is a pre-production. TW Price's new Rain design is certainly not a knife aesthetic or a knife aesthetic that's similar to a lot of stuff that we've seen before, but this is like everything that people like without anything that's annoying. I mean, really, like the overall look of this, the overall size, weight, balance. It's got an inset liner, textured titanium, little subtle harpoon notch. You still have the little fuller there that if you dig in just a bit, you can do the reverse flick, but it's got a nice flipper, nice action. Just really like an all-encompassing good titanium flipper. But the inset liner, that really drove it home alongside this really interesting texturing here. Really good stuff. Unsurprising from TW Price. I just knew, like, and I've got the Dawn V2 here as well, where it's the same Dawn, but it's, you know, the inset liner. And I just, you know, I kind of knew, like, after the Dawn, the original Dawn, I was like, this guy's just going to make really great stuff. Is Beast Blades in here? Nuh-uh. Oh, yeah, there he is. What's up, man? How are you? I don't know why you guys wouldn't be, but make sure you're subscribed to Beast Blades. It seems like we run our live streams like somewhat overlap. But usually, I think we both usually do our live streams on Friday. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to Bees, make sure that you go and subscribe. Great content. Very likable personality. Very upbeat, fun stuff. And it's just more knife content, right? That's what you're all here for. When I was getting into this, I was subscribing to as many different channels as I possibly could. And it was really fun to go around when I had a knife in the crosshairs. I would check out, my personal favorites first. And then I would go around and see what everybody thought. Because every now and then somebody would point out something that somebody else missed, or they would have preferences that differ enough from other creators where there was something about the knife that bothered them a little bit more. And I would try to take time to consider it. A lot of times I had already bought the thing and I was just going around to see if everybody agreed that it was good so I could feel good about the purchase. But I don't know, it's always nice to get as much information as possible. So, and if for nothing else, it's a good idea to subscribe to multiple knife content creators. Number one, for support, and number two, for entertainment, right? Got to get that why am I losing the word? Stimulation. Subscribe to Bees Blades for additional stimulation. Okay. What's the knife second from the bottom left? Oh, I have a story for you guys. I have a juicy story. The second from the bottom left, the RR Standard by... help me out. It's the RR Standard. What is it? What's this? Who makes this? I've got the note over here, but if I can just get somebody in chat to tell me, then I won't have to. Stacy, Bolstered Blades is in here too. What's up, Stacy? Blast It. What is the name of the knife standards? There we go. Yeah. The RR Standard by Knife Standards. Okay. Okay, so I have a story for you guys. What happened this morning in my Instagram DMs, my private Instagram DMs, is unfortunately not the first time this has happened. This is going to disgust many of you, but believe it or not, this does happen. Hold on. Mr. Cheezel. I like that name. Love the content. How's the sharpening going? Also, did you get your custom yet? My newest custom is on the way. I'm very excited about it, and it will definitely be very wild. Sharpening is still a work in progress. I'm still nowhere near, like, if you were to rate my sharpening abilities against like Jared Neves, I'm like a silly goofball idiot with like no arms or legs, with no idea where he is. Like I don't have the same ability, that comes with time, comes with patience, understand knowledge of the apex, right? The apex wisdom. I don't have that yet. I can sharpen a blade, I can get it sharp, right? But I'm not a master sharpener, and there's definitely a lot of stuff that I can learn. And there's a lot of steels that I just haven't sharpened yet, or haven't spent extensive time sharpening. So, okay, so anyways, this is something that happens quite a bit. And like, I'm not talking about under videos. Like, if I post a short about a knife and it gets like 500,000 to 1 million views or something like that, or if it even gets like 100,000 views, inevitably there's going to be a few people under there going, can I have a free knife? Like, people just do that, right? And some of them I'm sure are just being funny, and some of them are like, well, what's the worst he can say is no, right? And I'll admit to you guys, a few times I've had people reach out to me and not, they didn't approach me like greedy or anything like that. It was like a kind of a unique circumstance, and it was a believable thing, and I just wanted to make their day brighter, and I did. A couple of times I have privately given knives away to people. And I don't do that nearly as much anymore. I try to do as many public free giveaways as possible. And all of that's fine. Anybody who asks me, like, the worst I'm going to say is no. I had a gentleman who, this is probably the 5th or 6th time this has happened, where they asked for, number one, it's always on Instagram because there's a lot of people, and I think it's not any one country in particular, but it's people from all over the world, various places, who confuse me as a retailer or a supplier of knives. They have no idea who I am. They just see a lot of pictures of knives on my Instagram, and understandably, they assume that I must be some sort of retailer or dealer or something. And they say, how much for this one? And I always try to say, well, it's this much money, but I'm not a retailer. I don't sell this stuff. I'm a collector, and I'm a knife content creator on YouTube. And then they say, almost inevitably, well, can you just like gift me one? Can you just like send me a free knife? And I'm gonna be honest. This morning I'd just woken up. I had a bunch of chores I had to do. I was a little bit annoyed, and I was just like, no. I was like, listen, man, I get asked this all the time. And I was like, no, I'm not in the business of just giving away knives to anybody who asks. Sorry. And he was like, well, why? He was like, you have so many. Why can't you just give me one? Take a pause on that story for a second. William Wise, thanks for donation. Very kind, very generous. Love what you do. My bank account hates you, though. Thanks. So anyways, he was like, why? And I shouldn't have let it get on my skin. I was like, what do you mean, why? I was like, why do you feel entitled to something that I have just because I have a lot of them? I didn't get into the weeds of explaining, like, listen, I try to do giveaways a lot. I basically was like, dude, no. I don't owe you. I don't know who you are. I don't owe you anything. Like, get out of my DMs. This dude went completely berserk. Threatened me. Claimed to know my address. Threatened me. Said he was coming for me. Called me every name in the book. Dude, this guy came unhinged that I had the audacity to deny him a free knife. And I was like, man, I just told him, I was like, yeah, this is pathetic. I was like, and it's not the first time it's happened. This is like the 5th or 6th time that's happened where people, you tell them no, and they're just like, what? What do you mean no? What do you mean? You're not going to give me a free knife? And I was like, what? Like, how is this? What kind of world do you live in where this is just something that should occur? Like, you're owed at the moment that you ask, I just absolutely ridiculous. I love giving knives away for free. I love doing that. And if I can make somebody's day brighter, I'll go out of my way and do that. And like I said, I've done it privately before. But as soon as someone feels entitled to it and they start demanding, it's like, well, no, then eat a rake, dude. Like, no way. What is wrong with you? I just couldn't believe it. So anyways, this music is just making this story ridiculous. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to go off on that rant. Can you give me a free gas station? Oh man. Here's what I usually do. I usually say, because people will say, do you ever just give knives away? And I say yes. But I give everybody a chance. You know? I think, you know, it's kind of that main character thing. People are like, well, I need a free knife more than everybody else because I'm me. And they don't say that out loud to themselves, but that's essentially what they're saying, right? I deserve a free knife because I need it. Because, you know, because I need it. I'm like, well, yeah, but like everybody who wants a free knife, like wants a free knife for the same reason, you know? So I should be giving everybody a chance equally, you know? So it's just silly. It's a silly thing to get riled up about. I mean, here's the part where I messed up. I let it rile me up. And this was like, you know, the 40th request that I've received over the last month. So I was like, man, like what, why? You know, it's okay to, like, people who ask don't bother me, but it's so often people are just like, why can't I just have one? Because you have a lot. Can I have a knife? Technically, it's not a gift. He told me he was going to come to my house and beat me up, and I'm dead serious. That's legitimately that's what he told me is he knew my address. He was going to come to my house and he was going to fight me over it. And I couldn't be more honest about this. This is what he said. And it's like, they all resort to the same thing. As soon as they're told no, they just become toddlers. Can you send me a free rake? I'm hungry. Oh, man. John Mitchell, thanks for the donation. I have a friend at my work who's also into knives, and I gifted him a Rat 1, and he was super excited. Giving needs to be voluntary to be meaningful. I agree, 100%. And, you know, I have a hard time telling people no when they ask. Like, you know, when it's like physically, like people are asking for things. I give money to people who are asking for money more often than I care to admit. I do. And I'm not trying to be like, I'm a good person because I do that. But I have a problem saying no, you know, and it's not just because it makes me feel good, because it does, right? I don't believe a truly altruistic act exists. We at least do it for our own self-satisfaction. But I also have a problem saying no to people. And so when it feels like somebody's trying to take advantage of a situation that might just be a person who's overly generous by nature, it's very insulting. And maybe my nose has gotten further up in the air over time. And if that's the case, then I'm ashamed of myself. But that really got under my skin. I really got triggered by that one. Daniel Cad, thanks for notation. Should have told him, yeah, come to the house. I didn't want to threaten him back, though. That's the thing. As soon as I threaten him back, or as soon as I say something like chest puffed and challenging, then I'm at the same level. I'm doing the exact same thing. Like, you know, I didn't want it to turn into like a high school, you know, like, you want to fight? Ah! Bleh! Meet out back by my Chevy. You want to eat pavement, bro? Meet out back by my 4x4. I didn't want it to turn into that. I should have just ignored it, but we were already invested. He came off like real casual at first, and I was like, oh, you're gonna lead me in, and then, you know, once I say no, once I turn you down, then you're gonna turn feral. give him the address to the White House. Oh man, I don't want that kind of. I don't want that kind of drama, man. Yeah, the music's too mellow for the story. I'm not much into the idea of resolving disputes with any type of violence. I mean, give him the gas station knife. Cybertrix in Arizona for 450. I'll have to go look at it. This is my honest thought about how when people get called out. If you're out of nowhere, if you're just out of left field, and you're just like, I could beat this guy up, and I'm so much better, and I could absolutely do this, and this guy's he's trash, and there's no basis for it. It's literally just chest puffing and chest beating for no reason. There's no reason to come at this person, right? Then whoever the other person is, however they decide to deal with it is on their own. They could say no thank you and walk away. Or they could go, all right, well, I mean, if that's what you want, and then they fight. Then either way, the person creating the challenge looks like an idiot. The person looks like an idiot making the challenge because it was uncalled for. If they win, they still look like an idiot because it was uncalled for. And if they lose, they look like an even bigger idiot because they brought it on themselves. But there's no fault to the person who accepts the challenge, right? Now, if there's like an insinuation of this or that and it's just name calling, like if the person's like name calling you, like, yeah, you look kind of like a jerk if you're name calling. But then if the other person two says, I'm going to beat you up for that, for name calling. I think I actually saw, it was Penguin Z0. I've been watching a lot of Charlie lately. He said this exactly, and I agree with him. If you want to fight somebody because they're name calling you, then that makes you look dumb too. Then you both look dumb. So then, okay, you beat up the guy who's name calling you. Congratulations. What does it change? I don't, whether it was valid name calling or not, like what became of that, right? Nothing. Very rarely is anything resolved from any type of fight. I'm sorry. I should be paying attention to chat right now. Larry Gans, thanks for the Metal Complex memberships, donations. Very kind. I know people are like, when is he going to stop talking about his philosophy on street fighting and just draw the name of the knife? So, okay. I'm so sorry. I literally have not been paying attention to chat. I should check periodically if you care about what I'm talking about or if I'm even being agreeable. That would probably be the nice thing to do. What time is it? Does anybody else in here watch Charlie? Does anybody else? Type 1 if you watch Penguin Z0. I'm just curious. No. We got a few people in here. So you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The reason I like him is because he's very level-headed and seems to have a much more firm grasp on reality than the vast majority. It's amazing. You know, he's such an agreeable person with such a level-headed mindset, and he's a massive YouTuber, and you'd think that would have gotten to him, but his mentality on how people act is just amazing. And I enjoy hearing his thoughts on human beings and the fumbles that they make day to day. Jordan Adams, thanks for your donation. That's extremely generous. You did not have to do that. Use this to buy a few Bladio birdies off Blade HQ when they ask for a knife. I should come up with some joke stuff. Yeah. All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Moist Critical. Yeah, exactly. Moist Critical. I don't know. I just really enjoy, and it's not like I agree with everything he says, but I'm like, man, what a down to earth person who thinks logically, and there's so much that happens when like internet drama occurs and it blows up, and people sort of have a knee jerk reaction to things, especially on platforms like Twitter, and Charlie will take a step back and be like, wait a minute, here's what we're actually looking at, and it's just refreshing to see some reason, right? just brain power activated and being applied. More of a critical thinker. His coverage of slap fights, yeah. I love it. Okay, it is time to actually reveal the knife. So if you have not, let me turn the music down. If you have not entered yet, if you're showing up and you're like, so I just gotta like be in chat to win, no. Listen carefully. If you have not actually left your comment yet, you're not entered. If you're just here in chat and you haven't done anything else, you're not entered to win yet. This is how you enter. There's a link in the description of this very live stream. You simply need to open the live stream description. At the very top, in all caps, it says enter here. You need to click on that link, which will take you away from this live stream to a separate video that is unlisted and only accessible in the description of this live stream. It's a short video that talks about the rules. All you need to do is leave a comment under that video. Then you are entered. You'll need to do that fairly soon because I'm going to reveal the knife. I am just blown away that there's 1,000 people in here right now. Are you serious? There's 1,000 of you in here right now on a Sunday? You guys are amazing. I mean, I know you want to win a knife, but I just really, I thought, I was like, yeah, there'll be like 400 people in here tonight. And I know it feels like I say that all the time, but I just thought, people aren't expecting it. I didn't tell anyone I was going to do it on Sunday because I didn't expect to be sick. So, okay. Last chance to enter. Let me, oh yeah, I got to reveal the knife. So you probably could have guessed by this, and I have the box and everything and all that stuff, but it is another Kunwu, and this bad boy is one that's currently sold out. It is, of course, the carbon fiber pulsar, brand new, unused LMAX. Oh, what number is it? It is, oh, I'm sorry, folks. You're in for a special treat. This is number 1 of 150. I literally did not know that. I had not looked at the actual serial number. I probably should have kept this one. Okay, well, whoever wins is going to win number 1 of 150 in the run. The carbon fiber Kunwu Pulsar. I don't know if that'll actually affect the value of this or not, but I think it's fun, number 1. So, yeah, all right. LMAX carbon fiber Kunwu Pulsar comes with 2 additional sets of Omega springs, so you don't have to worry about that. One of them is actually more robust, so you should be okay. So anyways, give me a sec here. I can't believe that. He didn't tell me that he was sending me the serial number 1 of the carbon fiber variants. Hang on. Aggressive Chopin piano right now. Here, I'll turn it up while I get this ready. Dude is going hammer on that piano right now. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'm getting there. I know people popping in going, what's happening? Give me a sec. All right. Good time that the music's getting calmer there. So give me a sec here. We're almost ready. All right. Here's the website. We're going to refresh the page so we have a fresh website. We're going to zoom way up here. A little more piano. We're going to pop that link in. I'm going to zoom up so you all can see that link. It is the exact same link that you clicked to leave the comment under. Feel free to test it if you'd like. We are going to filter duplicate users. We're going to come down here and we're going to do some math to prove that I'm not a robot or something. I don't know. We're going to get the comments. There's 1,092 people in here, which means there's probably between 1,500 and 1,800 comments total because some people leave, right? I didn't make this a participation event or a required participation event. So let's see how many we got. Prove me right. Hey, all right, 1,742. So there's your odds. Everybody has an equal chance to win. Patrons and channel members are not given additional chances to win. Everybody has a perfectly even chance to win. This is not a raffle. Those are the words chosen by the owners of the website. Nobody had to pay to enter. So here we go. The winner of the carbon fiber Kunwu Pulsar, serial number 1, as it turns out, is Dan Petrowski. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Good luck to all, but I really want to win. Well, tonight's your lucky night, Dan. You are the winner. There he is. Let me blow it up here so that Dan knows that he is in fact the winner. All you need to do is send me your current shipping information. Send it to metacomplex87@gmail.com. Don't worry if I don't respond to you right away, but that's all you need to do. Congrats. Is he actually in here? I'm looking for Dan. Has anybody seen Dan? Dan! Is he in here? Dude, I'm definitely gonna do more classical background music. This just makes everything. Oh, he is here. Yes, I saw him. There he is. Yeah, Dan's here. Dan, swords up for Dan. That part was really intense. Yeah, he's definitely here. I saw him for sure. Dan, that's all you got to do right here. So now I know he's here. So don't try to scam. I've already seen Dan. That rhymed. It didn't really rhyme, but it's Dan's theme music. His victory music. Goodbye, angry face. I'm sorry. Hey, I'll do more. Don't be mad. I'll do more. Best music you play. I'm glad you guys like it. I enjoy the classical music too. I like the coffee house jazz is my least favorite. I liked the tavern music, but the classical music that's my favorite. Yeah, for sure, Dan. Thank you. Thanks for being here. It's always nice to see a winner that's in the live stream. So yeah, very cool. Oh, absolutely. I will continue to do giveaways for a long time. And listen, I have, oh God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 more premium knives to give away, all valued at 200 or more. And then I have an absolute truckload of budget knives to give away, which I'll probably give away in groups, like 3 to 4 knives at a time. So do another giveaway after Angry Buy is gone. Spiting selfish people is something that I'll admit I do enjoy, but at the same time I also feel bad because, like, you know, I get that, like, the draw is the... I'm trying to empathize here for a second. The draw is the chance to win. And even though you don't have to pay anything to come here, there's nothing that you have to pay for. I make it free. People who do stay, if they're not entertained by me and they just want to win, even if they know their odds are low, they're still investing time, right? So maybe that guy's like, man, I hate Metal Complex and I hate his big, stupid voice. I hate this stupid classical music, but I'll sit here for a chance to win a free knife. And he had like the worst day ever. And he's just had like a bunch of really unlucky stuff happen to him. He's just been dealt a crap hand over the last couple of weeks. And then the cherry on top, right? The wet fart in the face is, oh, and by the way, you didn't win tonight. Well, you know, all he did was say bye and leave an angry emoji. Like, yeah, I can't. I don't want to be spiteful, you know. Just a spaghetti sauce of a fart right into the nasal cavity. I'm entertained. I'm glad you are. There's always a bunch of people who like to hang out at the end, even though, the winner's already been declared. I always appreciate that. No, you can't. That's a hard truth. The even harder truth, because the longer you do YouTube and the more people subscribe, there's this illusion that you are becoming more favorable with the entirety of the community that you are entertaining. And the truth is that no matter how popular you are, in 99.999% of the case, the vast majority of the people who come across your channel will not even like you enough to subscribe, right? But then there's the people who do subscribe, and there's a huge percentage of those people who don't even really like you. Some people will subscribe to you and watch your content, and they will just hate you and everything that you do. Some people will subscribe to you and they'll like your content, but they'll hate you as a person. It's actually only a small percentage of the people who subscribe to you who enjoy your content and also like you, or the you that you are during the content, right? But the hard truth is the vast majority of people who have come across my content, which I'm going to tell you guys right now, the total number of views I have on this channel is 61 million views. I have 220,000 subscribers. That means my content turned away a lot of people. And that's a fact that I just have to swallow. You want to put yourself out there? The vast majority of people are not going to like you. That's how it is. That's if Bees is still in here, he'll probably tell you, number of people who have watched, interacted with content in any way, shape, or form versus the number of people who have subscribed, right? Ratio is crazy. Jordan Adams, thanks for your donation. Very kind. I find it funny when people get mad over petty stuff, but congrats, Dan, on the win. Hope you enjoy the knife. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just high five the guy who won and just be like, hey, that's great. That's great. Because nobody expects to win. Nobody really expects to win. Dukes of Hazzard, thanks for the donation. I like your evil giddy laugh. Thanks. Where's Mineral Complex? He is with my wife over at Grandma's house tonight, and he did ask because he has a whole bunch of those mineral crystals now, and he loves them. And he's like, can I show him again and I said, yeah, sure, you can pop in and show him, but he's over at his grandma's house tonight. Brian Hughes, welcome to Nights Around Nights. Raise your swords for Brian Hughes. Now that I think the vast majority of people who were here to win the knife are cleared out, and it's just everybody who likes to hang out still here. I'm actually going to give away 20 memberships to random people in the chat. So hang on just for a moment. I'm sorry, not 20. I'm giving away 10. I'm sorry. I'm giving away 10 memberships. So here is 10 more memberships from me. Cross your fingers. It'll distribute them randomly. I have no control over this. You'll know. It'll say blank was gifted a membership by Metal Complex. You'll see it in chat. And then if you chat and you see a little blue helmet beside your name, then you'll know that you got one. Yeah, if you didn't know, I always, and it's not out of spite, I always wait for like whatever I assume the population is that just wants to hang out. I always wait and try to give them something extra. I don't like using the word reward. I like to give them something extra because these are people who will hang out and be here whether they win something or not, which is just fun, So. My dog hates bats. I feel like most dogs do. Even labs don't like baths. I don't know. Some black labs like baths because they just like water. I had to put I have a lab, a big old fat black lab named Goose, and Goose loves water. He loves water so much that he will dig the water out of his dog bowl. They now have a dog bucket. They have a big, I think it's like I don't know how many gallons, 5 to 10 gallon bucket of water that I put out there because he will get in there. He tries to dig it out. He just wants to be in the water all the time. and he was digging all of the water. He would spend like an hour and a half digging the water out of whatever container. So I had to get a really deep bucket that he couldn't get enough out of there that the other dog wouldn't be able to get a drink. Eventually I was like, I'm just going to buy like a small horse tank and just fill it with water. And so I do that, but then the problem is, he digs that water out, but then the problem is it becomes like a mosquito breeding thing. So I only do it periodically, like when it's really hot outside. But yeah, that dog just loves water. He wants to be in the water all the time. Your pit bulls love a bath, really? Interesting. That dog cares about two things in the whole world. He has a slightly deflated small basketball that is his favorite thing in the whole world, and all he wants you to do is kick it so he can bring it back. That's all. That and water. Any container that has water in it. Outside of that, that dog is not aware of anything else on the planet that exists. He eats solely out of instinct. He doesn't love food or hate it. He just eats because the food is there. And people, he likes to be pet, but he just is like, yeah, I like to be pet because I know it leads to like you kicking the ball for me, and that's what I want. Or you filling a container with water so I can splash it out. That's all that he cares about. Everything he does is to get access to one of those two things. Get a small fountain for the horse tub. Moving water prevents mosquito. I didn't know that. That's a great suggestion, Alice. I will look into that. I want him to have water like to play in, but I don't want to waste water, and I also don't want to, breed mosquitoes. So I haven't found a way around that. But that's a good idea. I could probably rig something like that up. That's cool. I'll post a reel of my dogs. The Australian Shepherd doesn't like to fetch. She very much exists to please me and my wife and my kids. That's all she cares about, is like that we're happy and that, that she's doing everything she can for us. That's all that dog cares about. The other dog just doesn't care. He wants to fetch and drink water and play in water. So I'll have to take a short or a reel so you guys can see. Now that the comments are slowing down, have you ever handled a Moen mongoose lightweight? No, I haven't. If you have me on Instagram, send me a DM with a picture and I'll take a look at it. Chris Jones, thanks for your donation. Imagining what a gas station rake would look like. Rainbow titanium nitride coating. And the handle is just flames. Black paint with flames on it. That's a rake I would buy. I'm not going to lie. If I saw a rake where the teeth were titanium nitride coated and like with the rainbow, the rainbow surface, and then the handle was just black with flames on it, I'd be like, yeah, that is an awesome rake. I definitely got to have that. Have a good night, MC, and everyone off to Dark Souls. Oh, I understand. See you later, Jonah. Thanks for your donation. B says, all the cats I've owned over the years have been okay having their nails clipped every couple of weeks because I started when they were kittens. Really? That's interesting. I always dread that. But where our dog area is, they have a section of the yard that like they're fenced off in their own area, and they have their own dog house, and it's insulated, but they have a section of the yard that's theirs. And then they also, because of how the area was landscaped before we bought the house, there's rocks. And they run around. They've got enough room to like run around. I think those because I always check their nails and they're always like filed down perfectly. And I think they run around on those rocks and grind them down. So I don't know. But I've never had to actually trim their nails. So I used to take care of an Australian Shepherd. That dog absolutely loved water. Really, the Australian Shepherd did. My Australian Shepherd, her name's Lily, and she hates it. She'll only go near it to take a drink, but she does not, like, she looks at the other dog like he's an idiot when he's playing in the, he just spins around. He's got just enough room to get his body into the tank, and he's either laying in it or just spinning around in circles. And she just watches him like, what God allowed your existence? Like you can tell she's just disgusted. But she doesn't like it at all. Need button lock rakes. Button lock rakes, absolutely. What time is it? It's 1:15. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to hit the old dusty trail. And I still have some more chores to do before the end of the evening, and then it's back to the grind tomorrow. So congrats again to Dan for the awesome win. Oh, even the iPad is like, yeah, I'm done. Congrats again to Dan for the... I guess it's just going to turn off. Congrats to Dan for the win. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me tonight. This was a fun one. And, remember, I'm going to keep doing these. I got a lot more stuff to give away, and there's some seriously crazy epic stuff coming to the channel over the next week or two. So if you're not subscribed, I would appreciate a subscription, or don't, right? But if you want to see cool knives and stuff, then I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. So anyways, that's going to be it for tonight. I hope you all have an excellent rest of your Sunday evening, an excellent rest of your weekend, and an excellent start to your week ahead. Bye.